is Dr. Do, and we're live now on MIXLR, YouTube, and shortly Periscope. And then, of course, we've got to call in. We got to do this, folks. If we don't call in on Blog Talk Radio, we're in trouble. We won't have anything going. How you doing there? Yeah, they had some challenges today. There we go. What we're doing is we're entering our PIN for Blog Talk Radio. They're still having some challenges with it, so we may not be on Blog Talk tonight. This will be interesting. We may just be on these other neat tools, and we'll go with that. But we'll try it one more time. 162.122.6806 pound. Yeah, they're still having problems. Okay, we'll do it one more time, people. Alright, tonight we're not going to be on Blog Talk Radio. We're going to just have to let it go. We'll do our program for a moment here on, we're going to try one more number, because they have been having problems. Let's see if it'll even come up. Well, interesting, people. They've got all their numbers all mixed up tonight. So we're live on Blog Talk. That's amazing. Let's go ahead and bring in the Periscope as well. Something is going on with them, and so we'll just have to let it be. But we're on. Okay, we're on all of our different mediums, and we welcome you tonight to be on a program where we said we would answer the question that we asked earlier today, and we're going to do that. Welcome to you. Hey, Minister Jakari, glad that you're with us tonight. I'm not sure what's going on with Blog Talk Radio, but we got it going. And I don't know if you want to try and call in. You can do that, but we'll see you. Hey, my wife's with me. Hold your heart. Praise God. If you would, go ahead and give us some hearts and swipe and invite your friends and all that good stuff. The call-in number, some of you out there, try this number and see if it works, because I had to use a number out of the back of my head, not what was printed for Blog Talk, but all of our chat rooms are alive and well. The call-in number is 347-637-3758. 347-637-3758. Try that number, somebody, and see if it works. I'm not sure these numbers are even working. I think they've got all their things kind of mixed up. But we are live, and I see all of you. Let's pray. God, we thank you for a chance to be out in the air again, internet air, that is. And then we've got this Periscope, which is, I guess it's internet driven. And then, of course, MIXLR. We thank you. Opportunity to share and to just reach out for those who are hurting, those who are troubled, those who are looking for answers, and they've looked and they haven't found them, but hopefully tonight someone will get an answer that they have been looking for, because the answer comes from you. We thank you, we bless you, we give you glory and honor, we praise you in Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thank you for the beautiful gold hearts. We will be on gold pretty soon. Oh yeah, the streets of gold. Alrighty, so tonight we are looking at a very, I think, interesting subject. And before we get to that, let me just also say this book is still available for you to receive a free copy. We posted that in the Blog Talk chat room. It's there. But if you want the book, simply send an email to LorenDo at gmail.com. LorenDo at gmail, and ask for the book. I will send you the survey. Survey take you probably maybe 5 minutes, most 10. But just take a moment and then send that back in completed, and I will then send you a PDF of this book so you can know more of our journey. Because, you know, someone asked me, they said, why? What's all this? What does this have to do with you? And it was a neat question, and so I answered, and in answering it, then what came out of their mouth next was most incredible, but it was a blessing, because it turned out to be a win-win for all of us. There are those who, when we finally get to talk about our question tonight, who are hurting and who are troubled by the state of affairs, their circumstance, their place in life. Some folks will say the cards they've been dealt. Others will say how they have lived their life, the things they've gone through, the trials, the tests, the tribulations, the pain, the agony, on and on. And there are those who are as happy as a lark. Now, they may be out of their minds, but they're happy. But then there are also those who are not out of their minds and they're happy. And so they're all of the different variations and possibilities of where we are in life. And the thing that I do know about any time you're dealing with sex, now you know our program is called Exposing and Confronting Sexual Perversion, but anytime you're dealing with sex, and again, that title doesn't really, I think, do justice to what we're really trying to do. You know, we're not here to bash anyone. We're not here to hurt anyone. We're not here like many of the programs that we see on Scope, where now, you know, instead of folks feeling and hurting behind it on the Scope throughout the night, they're actually having sex on the Scope. And that's why I get a little annoyed with the people that are dealing with Twitter taking my picture every night. But I just hope I look better and better every night to somebody. Because our role is not here to expose all the sex going on and all the corruption that's happening. That's another thing. What we're concerned about is the folks that are having to deal with the pain and agony of being sexually abused, being misused, having been raped, having been molested, having been incest, having gone through different levels of trials, and they're still alive. They haven't committed suicide. They haven't hurt someone, or if they have hurt somebody, a lot of them are repentant of it, they're sorry for it. And so we're here to help people to know that you can be free. Uh, the phrase we used a few weeks ago, you too can be free. And so each night we select a question. Hopefully it's an innocuous question. I think that's the right word I want to use. But it's a question that's non-offensive. And no matter what you do, someone's going to always take offense, so we know that. But that it creates the least amount of additional pain to what they're already going through. And tonight's question is probably no different. Last night's question was one we hadn't used before, and we'll use these questions over and over. You know, it's only so many ways I think you can talk about sex, and the good side, the bad side. We just got in from our Wednesday night Bible study with our pastor, and it's something when you hear the good side, a pastor who's been married 43 years to the same wife, and that's the good side. And then I think of my parents having been married 64 years when they lived, and then you think of the side of those who have gone through. For example, myself, had I been married to my first wife, when I oh my goodness, there it goes. There it is. See, the Periscope decides to stop working. Well, we'll continue dealing over here with YouTube. I'm not going to keep pulling Periscope back in. If it wants to play those games, that's fine. I am not going to trip on it. So, married first wife, 24 years, and coming up on July 12th, it'll be 24 years to my wife that I'm with now. So, I was going to tease the past and say, we've been married 43 years, I've been married 48 years. And praise God. But see, what it is, it's not the time, I don't believe. That's part of it. But it's more than just the time. It's also the quality. Because there are those who have been married that long and are happy. Then there are those that have been married that long that are miserable as hell. And of course those who got out of their marriages because they couldn't take it anymore. But it's all love, sex is part of marriage. So tonight the question we have is, what is a transsexual? We asked last week, can a transsexual be saved? And we gave that answer. But tonight the question is, what is a transsexual? And so those of you out there that think feel free to, please, if you have an answer, call in, and I'm going to give us a moment here too for somebody to call in to our number 347-637-3758 and help us out here. See if you can give us the answer. What is a transsexual? Because we have, and we had this on earlier today, such confusion in our society. And I believe, now this is speculation, that because of the behavior, attitude, and actions of the Republicans, and how they have just clowned. This is a political thing, and it's just an observation. They've clowned with our president and all of us, and that's what is so disheartening about these people. The fact that the general public is just really hasn't done anything about it, and we'll see how many of them get reelected. But see, what they don't understand, and this is what it's so, to me it's kind of funny, sitting on the sidelines. I'm on the sidelines. I'm not a politician. I'm not running for office. But watching the president sign these bills that he can sign, so that's one way of him letting them know that he's still the chief executive officer. He's still the president of the United States. But I think he just threw them the biggest curve that they will ever get in a while, and that is when he said that you have to essentially, and he didn't say it. That's the other thing that shows that he knows how to utilize his authority. He had the Department of Education and Department of I think Homeland Security to reiterate some rules that were there about the transgender and the use of the bathroom, and that title, I want to say 9, but whatever that title is, that has the language already there. But I don't think people really read the bill. And so what he did is he had them, he didn't have to do anything, he just said, we're gonna enforce this. You let all these people know you've got to have the proper accommodations for the transgender. And in doing so, created confusion, because anybody can be whatever as a transgender. I don't know if they even have to go to a doctor to get approval to say that me, a man, I'm a woman now. I can go in the women's bathroom. Or some woman, I'm a man. I can go. And I don't think they have to have a note from the doctor. I don't think they have to have any tests anymore. I know that the psychiatrists and psychologists, one time it was a mental disorder if you were homosexual, and so they abandoned that. So I'm not sure just what now they're going to have to do, what they will be able to, what they have to show, if anything, that they are a female. They are a male. Whatever they say they are, that's, I guess, what they are. Okay, we'll have fun with this Periscope. We'll put it in one. We'll see how long it'll go this time. We'll see if we can finish it up. Okay. All right, so that's not happening either. So we have a situation that everyone thinks that a transgender person is really what they say they are. And folks, for a moment anyway, they believed that that was the case. Transgendered now. And so that now created a whole lot more confusion. I almost want to say mass hysteria is behind it. Now, here's listen to this. This is and I'm going to use for those folks that just really want to mess with me, because they say, well, you're a PhD, you're a doctor of ministry, you're MBA and all that baloney. Yeah, I am, but I pull things up that you can read. I don't have sitting in front of me right this moment, the Encyclopedia Britannica or any of that. But what I do have in front of me is Google, and what's in Google, you can read it. I want you to read it too. And you can go and see what Wikipedia says it is. You can just put up transgender and just see what comes up. And what comes up is denoting or relating to a person whose self-identity does not conform unambiguously to conventional notions of male or female. You figure that out. Sounds like a mess. All right, now that's transgender. But our question tonight is, what is a transsexual? And that's what a lot of folks, I think, thought they heard the president, or actually the school board, really defining. They thought they were talking about a transsexual, not transgender. And so we've got these folks in a trance. That wasn't meant to be funny. It is funny. They're so confused, and so it's like, well, what is it? You know, and what is it? You know, really, what is it? Well, let's see if we can use again a simple definition. I'm pulling Periscope back up to see how long it stays up. Hey folks, I'm not selling sex. We're not having sex here. I'm not selling sex. We're not having sex. So this program isn't to make money per se, like many of the things that are happening on the scope. This is about sex and about the many people that are hurt. So Twitter, whoever keeps chopping us off, this is not the internet. Just be still, okay, in the name of Jesus. So the transsexual, different than the transgender, is, and I'm answering the question, a person who emotionally and psychologically feels that they belong to the opposite sex. I know I'll have to write a blog on this. We haven't done that yet, so we'll write a blog on it. Thank you. Keep rebuking the powers of darkness. You see, they don't want this, but they don't care if folks are having sex and showing their body parts and getting off and all that mess. But to help somebody get free, they don't want that, because they're not free. If I'm talking to you in Twitter, you need to be free too. Because if you plan to go to heaven, there will be none of this stuff that's not of God will enter in heaven. Period. No, I just got to say that, because I don't want folks thinking that I am busy trying to get them into heaven. No. So the transsexual is a person, male or female, who they come in the world, they're born into the world, and in being born in the world, at some point they're born, let's say, a male, but they feel like they are a female. Their actions, their behavior, their persona, everything about them is female, except the way that we traditionally see a female. That's what a transsexual is. The flip side is you have then a female born, father and mother, or however they're born, they're here, and they're in the world, and at some point, most of them, as I've talked to many people over the years, at a young age, the female feels like she is a boy. Everything about her. She likes boys' games, she likes boys' clothes, she likes boys' activities, she likes to act like what she sense of being a boy. Now, I deal with all this in my book. Let me just put this in here. So we do deal with this to some degree in the book. Shh, don't say a word about this. So that is the latter one was the male, the female to male. And the first one I gave you was the male to female. So, and they actually, when the male sees the female, actually follows through, said psychologically, they have all these tests done, battery of tests, and then they start taking hormones to be able to change the outer shell, this body, so it looks like a female body. Remember, God created Adam, created Eve, male and female. So then the male takes the hormones, creates, the breasts are created, and then they, at some point, the doctors will say, now you're ready, or they'll say they're ready, and they will surgically remove the penis. So now we have a person who is a female in body and in attitude. Now, what I can't answer for you is what about their soul or their spirit? But that's where, when we give you Matthew 19, I believe Jesus answers it. Then we have on the other side, of course, the female who wants to become a male, and she goes through all the battery of tests and psychologists and all that, discovers, okay, fine, has the breasts removed, okay, and then has a surgery to convert the vagina into a penis, okay. So now she functions. I think the one of the people that we could use as an example of that, of a female becoming a male, was Cher's son, Cher's daughter, Chaz. Okay, so followed through, made the changes, and as I understand from the Lord, this is, again, please don't quote me and say this is my denomination, say this is God, but this is, as I understand it, people that do that follow through, because their spirit is their spirit. They didn't go and change their spirit, they changed their outer persona. But when they receive the Lord and they follow through, it's done. Okay? So, then you have all of this confusion that we've gotten now with people. A man says, I'm a woman, and starts doing whatever. No surgery, no psychological evaluation, just nothing. They just, they start wearing dresses. And many of these men now are keeping, obviously, no surgery, so they keep their male organ, and they may add the breasts. And so I really believe, rather than calling them transgender in truthfulness, they really are bisexual. That's really what many of them are, because anytime you have someone like that and they go into a bathroom with women and then they start trying to rape them and trying to have sex with the women and the men, they're bisexual. And then, of course, the term pansexual is sex, everybody, everything. Those of you that follow me on Facebook, I posted a documentary on the animals, something that they've discovered recently. And I just posted a couple days ago. You might find it most interesting, the homosexuality with the animals and how, what they do. But the point with different ones, the whole thing is, if you are caught in any of this crossfire, any of this challenge, and you're finally at a point of weariness, you're troubled in spirit, you're not certain of your, if you're going to make it, meaning you're not certain of your salvation, you don't know if you really are saved, then that's what we're all about, to minister to you through the giftings that we have, to minister the word of life. Now, understand, we follow the principles in the Bible, but it's not about beating you up, it's not about battering you, it's not about putting you down, but helping you come to a place of resolution in your spirit and reconciliation so that you have the peace that passes all understanding. It's a gift from the Lord. He made it available. It's available for all of us. So it's a choice. And so that's the confusion we have in America. That's why we did the thing on the bathrooms. I think we got one this week on the bathrooms. But, I mean, come on, people. And so I believe the administrative branch really put the different other branches, the senatorial group and the congressional group, really making them look kind of out of it, because they put them to task to do what they did with this thing with bathrooms. And of course, places like Target, they've gone and changed their bathrooms. But what confusion. And my wife has given the young lady, she does a program called Take the Sign Off. And you young ladies, I would certainly, men and women, who, you know, but ladies is geared more to the women. But pay attention. She says that the women ought to get together, and when they do things, do it in groups, save them, so that when you take your daughters into these bathrooms and take your sons, that you are prepared and you know how to deal with it and not be caught off guard and not be accosted. Okay, so much. We're running out of time. We've got just a few seconds to go. I don't think we had a hand raised tonight. Let's see, did we get anybody? Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't know if the number worked. This blog talk is pretty messed up today. But I'm glad you're here. Leave you with these questions. Why suffer when others are being healed? Why die before your time? Expect a miracle and know that pain is not for life. We're here, and here to be a blessing to you. We want private, what we call prophetic counseling, or you want inner healing and spiritual transformation, or you want the renewal transformation, or any of the other many things that God has given us to share with you. It's available for you. You don't have to continue in your misery and pain. And I know a lot of God, they're in Romans, folks, and Romans 1. And so, but understand, even if you have a reprobate mind, that can be brought back and healed. Alrighty, have a great evening. Our time's up. Be blessed in the Lord. Alright, you out there in YouTube land, you'll see the description down the bar down there.